My name is Liz Brown and I own L Brown Educational Consulting, and I work with Kelly West, who's my mentor. And right now we're working on a bit of pre-revenue like mindset shift. I think for me, coming from the education background and working in a school and now being the person, the face of the business, that's very new for me. And so working with her to market myself and kind of put myself out there, but also bring voice to my business, that has been a new kind of shift for me. And so learning how to do that well in a confident way has been a lot of our conversations. Most of our meetings have been virtual because we're in two different cities and, both very busy. And usually, so we just kind of, quick check in, how are you doing? And then I'm a pretty organized person and I know that it's a limited time. So I'll start going through our SpringGR agenda. I will already have my questions filled out and I will have sent those to her. I usually send it to her about Monday and then we'll meet Friday. So within that so she has a few days to look over it or research things if she needs to. And then, we'll just kind of, check off each question. Sometimes we'll veer off if another question comes up from the first question I had. And then from there, we will kind of close out our time. It's usually about an hour meetings each bi-weekly. I think the biggest part is her experience. Like I said, me being brand new to the entrepreneur world, having someone who has a lot of experience, and she's also a consultant, so that helps a lot, having someone who's in the same market. And also I think her attention to detail and the way that she organizes herself is very similar to me, so I don't feel like I'm overdoing it or making somebody who isn't super attentive to detail or isn't super organized, making them uncomfortable, because we kind of speak the same language in that way. We're both prepared, we both like lists, we're to-do list people, that kind of thing. I think it's a slow process, and not in a way that we aren't working towards it, but in a way of like building your dream and building your business is a slow process. If it's done well, things don't happen overnight, and I had to learn that because, again, I was used to the school world where things happen so quickly because students move so quickly and life can happen quickly in a school day. So for me, I think learning that, again, that mindset shift of like, hey, you're actually doing really good work, even though you may not feel like or see your goals yet. That's why it's a goal, but you have to work towards it. And part of this whole process is living and working through that journey. If I didn't have Kelly, I would be doing a lot of guessing. And I think I'd be stuck in this area of like, am I doing it right? Am I doing this right? Should I be doing this? How should I call this person? Like, there would be so many questions and wonderings of like, is this appropriate? Do I sound confident? Do I sound too pushy? Those kinds of questions that you get when you start something new. But having Kelly to bounce even the simplest questions off of that she can answer without even thinking is a game changer for me. It's always good to pick someone's brain. And it doesn't matter if you've been in the game for 3 days or if you've been in the game for 30 years. Like, things are moving so quickly in the world. And, sometimes we make decisions because we think we need to keep up, or we make decisions because we think we're behind, or whatever our reasoning is. And sometimes you just need to stop for a second and ask someone who, maybe 5 years ahead of you, 10 years ahead of you, or maybe they're not even in the same field as you, but they can just look at it with a new set of eyes and find that grammatical mistake in your flyer, or find the way that you didn't edit the video correctly, or whatever it is. Even though you've done it for years, there's just something about a new perspective that can really change how you look at things. It can be nerve-wracking, right? Because you're talking to someone who you probably have not met or worked with. You may not even know what their company is, what it is that they do. But if you kind of at least etch out a little bit of, your questions or what you're worried about or thinking about, and then kind of let the conversation flow from there, you'll start to shake that worried feeling and start to see like, oh, they had a lot of answers of things that I was nervous about or worried about. And you'll start to see if you meet in person or virtually, they're also a human being. Like, you're not talking to Chat GPT or an AI robot. Like, you're talking to someone who's been there and done those things. And that also is really, really important too, because ultimately they have that experience that you need or that you want to hear more about. So don't worry about, asking dumb questions or feeling like, oh, they're going to think I'm dumb. They know that you're new. That's part of a mentor-mentee relationship, and they signed up to help you be the best that you can be. So put in the work and you'll see great results.